Okay, so have you ever felt like you're just scratching the surface of knowledge? Like there's got to be something more out there.
Yeah, like there's a whole other level.
Totally. Well, today we're diving deep into the Murli List, specifically the excerpt from October 14th, 2024,
Okay.
to explore this whole idea of unlimited knowledge and what it might actually mean to, like, tap into it.
Oh, it's such a fascinating concept, right?
Yeah.
And it all starts with this central figure,
Right.
the unlimited father, who's also described as this ultimate teacher and Satguru.
Okay, all in one.
Yeah.
It's definitely not your average spiritual guide, I'd say.
No, not at all.
So for those who might be unfamiliar with the term Satguru,
Right.
it basically refers to like a true spiritual master, someone who illuminates the path to enlightenment, shows you the way.
Yeah.
And this Murli claims that this unlimited father offers access to unlimited knowledge.
Okay.
Something that's directly linked to liberation and even salvation.
Now, that is a bold statement.
It is. It really makes you wonder, like, what is this knowledge?
Right. It's so easy to just kind of like glide over those words, unlimited knowledge.
Right.
But if we really like sit with it for a second, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
It's like the Murli's hinting at knowledge
Right.
that's way beyond our usual understanding.
Right.
It's not just like facts and figures,
Yeah.
but a deep, deep spiritual understanding of ourselves
Yeah.
and like the universe.
I like that. So it's less about knowing what year the War of 1812 started.
Right.
And more about knowing, like, the meaning of life, the why of it all.
Exactly. And the Murli seems to suggest that this knowledge is actually transformative.
Okay.
It doesn't just inform us, but it like changes us.
Okay.
It helps us evolve on a spiritual level.
Right. Okay. I'm definitely intrigued, but also a bit skeptical. I mean, I love a good self-help book as much as the next person, but unlimited knowledge, how does the Murli actually back that up?
Well, you know how the Murli talks about being body conscious versus soul conscious?
Okay.
So basically, are we identifying with our physical selves?
Right.
Or like our spiritual essence?
Okay.
And it argues that true spirituality
Mm-hmm.
comes from recognizing ourselves as souls.
Okay.
And this unlimited father is our spiritual parent.
Interesting.
It even challenges this whole idea that just attending religious conferences automatically makes someone spiritual.
Right.
Suggesting that a much deeper,
Yeah.
more internal shift is needed.
Okay, so it's about looking inward rather than outward.
Yeah.
It's not about the rituals or the gatherings, but the state of our own being.
Exactly.
But how does one even begin to make that shift from body conscious to soul conscious?
Well, that's where this whole unlimited knowledge thing comes in.
Okay.
The Murli seems to be saying that by connecting with this higher knowledge,
You're right.
we start to see ourselves differently.
Okay.
We recognize our true nature as souls, as spiritual beings, having this human experience.
Yeah.
It's like if you're looking at a pond, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking beyond the surface reflection to the vastness of the sky that's reflected within it.
Oh, I love that analogy. Okay, so how does this unlimited knowledge actually play out in our lives?
Yeah.
How does it change the way we see the world or interact with others?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The Murli introduces this whole concept of cyclical time,
Okay.
this repeating pattern of golden and silver ages that are followed by these periods of decline.
Okay.
And it connects this to the idea that this unlimited father imparts this special knowledge during very specific points in these cycles.
Hold on, cyclical time.
Yeah.
Like history repeating itself.
Yeah.
You're saying this knowledge like appears and disappears throughout different eras.
Precisely. It's as if the universe has its own rhythm,
Wow.
its own ebb and flow of spiritual knowledge.
Okay.
And during these special periods, like the one that's described in the Murli,
Right.
this knowledge becomes accessible.
Okay.
And it offers this path to liberation. And as the Murli puts it, 21 births of happiness.
Okay. 21 births of happiness. Now that's a timeshare I can get behind. But seriously, it makes you wonder if this knowledge is so powerful, so life-changing,
Right.
why isn't it more widespread?
What?
Why haven't we all heard of it before?
Well, that's the nature of these cycles.
Okay.
This knowledge isn't always readily available.
Right.
It's like a rare flower that blooms only under very specific conditions.
Right.
And just like that flower,
Yeah.
its beauty and power are only known to those who are actually present to witness it.
Wow. It's like a well-guarded secret of the universe.
You could say that.
Yeah.
And the way the Murli describes it, accessing this knowledge is almost like embarking on the most incredible journey you could imagine. It talks about like changing from an ordinary human into Narayan.
Okay, I have to admit, that phrase always grabs my attention. But who exactly is Narayan in this context? Help me out here.
So Narayan is often considered this like embodiment of divinity, a being of pure consciousness and just boundless compassion.
Okay.
And the Murli is basically saying that we as souls have the potential to become like that.
I-
Not literally turning into another being or anything like that,
Right.
but embodying those divine qualities within ourselves.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. So it's about tapping into our highest potential, our spiritual essence. But how do we even begin to wrap our heads around that? It's a pretty huge idea.
It is. And the Murli doesn't shy away from how massive this transformation really is.
Right.
It even compares it to like the ultimate business venture,
Okay.
one with zero loss and just immeasurable spiritual wealth.
I love that analogy. It's like we're investing in our own spiritual growth, and the returns are beyond anything we could even imagine. But what kind of investment are we talking about here? What does it actually take to become like Narayan?
Well, the Murli really emphasizes focused listening and really internalizing these teachings,
Yeah.
becoming like a Maharathi.
Okay. Now, a Maharathi, remind me.
Right. So in ancient Indian epics, a Maharathi was this skilled warrior,
Right.
someone who had mastered the art of warfare.
Okay. Wow. So in this context, a Maharathi of knowledge is someone who not only absorbed all this information, but also can wield it effectively.
Exactly. They understand it deeply and can then share it with others
Okay.
in a way that is clear and impactful and inspiring.
So it's not just about passively listening to these words. It's about actively engaging with them, letting them penetrate our hearts and our minds, and then sharing those insights with the world.
Yes. And the Murli is very clear about this. It warns against like nodding off or being distracted during these teachings.
Okay.
It even draws this parallel to Gandhiji
Oh, wow. Okay.
and the question of whether a true kingdom of Rama, which represents a realm of peace and righteousness, was actually ever established,
Right.
suggesting that true change requires more than just those outward actions.
Right.
It requires that deep internal transformation.
Yeah, it's like that saying, be the change you want to see in the world, but on like a soul level. It's challenging us to look inward and cultivate those qualities of Narayan within ourselves. The compassion, the wisdom, the unwavering commitment to truth.
Precisely. And that journey starts by recognizing the value of this knowledge, this unlimited knowledge that the Murli talks about.
Right.
It's about paying attention, being present, and allowing ourselves to be transformed by what we're learning.
It's like we're being invited to step into this whole new way of being, a way of experiencing the world and ourselves. But let's be honest, change can be scary. What would you say to someone who feels maybe a bit overwhelmed by all of this?
Well, I think it's important to remember that this transformation isn't about becoming somebody else.
Right.
It's about uncovering our true selves,
Okay.
the souls that we already are,
Right.
and allowing those divine qualities to just shine through.
It's like we already have everything we need within us. It's just a matter of removing the layers, the distractions, the self-doubt that might be preventing us from seeing our own brilliance. It's like we're polishing a diamond, right? All those facets are already there. We're just clearing away the dust to let that inner light shine through. But how do we actually do that? Like, what are the practical steps to actually uncovering our true selves and embodying those Narayan-like qualities?
Well, the Murli emphasizes this idea of becoming the right hand of the Father.
Okay.
And now this doesn't mean that we all need to like start wearing robes and carrying staffs.
Right.
You know, it's more of a metaphor
Okay.
for taking on an active role in sharing this knowledge.
Right.
In helping others who are also on their journey to becoming like Narayan.
It's like that idea of each one, teach one. We elevate ourselves by uplifting others, and we embody those divine qualities through acts of service and compassion and understanding.
Exactly. It's all about recognizing that interconnectedness.
Yeah.
You know, as we cultivate those qualities within ourselves, we naturally just start radiating them outwards,
Right.
influencing the world around us in those positive ways.
It's like that ripple effect you see when you toss a pebble into a still pond.
Yeah.
Each act of kindness, each moment of choosing compassion over judgment creates these ripples that extend far beyond just ourselves.
And you know what's remarkable? The Murli highlights that this unlimited Father, this source of boundless knowledge, is offering it freely,
Wait, really?
without expecting anything in return.
There are no strings attached, no cosmic payment plan.
None whatsoever. It's like the ultimate gift,
Wow.
given unconditionally.
Yeah.
You know, it suggests that this unlimited Father just simply wants us to have this knowledge,
Right.
to benefit from it and then to help others do the same.
That's incredible. It really challenges the way that we often view knowledge as this commodity, something to be guarded and traded carefully.
Right.
But the Murli is suggesting that it's this abundant resource, freely available to anyone who seeks it.
It's a complete paradigm shift. It's about embracing abundance over scarcity, recognizing that true power lies in sharing that knowledge, empowering others, not in hoarding it for ourselves.
Right. It's about moving from a transactional mindset to a transformational one. It's not about what we can get, but what we can give.
Yes.
It's about recognizing that inherent worthiness within ourselves and in everyone around us.
Precisely. And that's what makes this deep dive into the Murlis so profound.
Yeah.
It's not just about understanding these teachings, but embracing a whole new way of being.
Right.
A way of living from this place of just limitless potential and boundless love.
So as we wrap up this incredible exploration of the Murli, here's a final thought for you to ponder. What if this transformation, this journey of becoming like Narayan, isn't about striving to reach some distant goal, but about remembering who we truly are, souls filled with unlimited potential, capable of creating a world that actually reflects those divine qualities of love and wisdom and compassion?
It's a journey worth taking, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, by tapping into this unlimited knowledge, we can each play a part in ushering in that golden age that the Murli describes. One heart, one act of kindness at a time.